Sports Radio right here. It is the Voice of Detroit. It's 9:10 a.m. The Voice of Detroit. It is Spud. Thank you, sir, guys, so very much for tuning in this morning and being a part of the conversation. I got to shift gears real quick because on Wednesday there's a big event that's going on at Shed 3 in the Eastern Market, and that is the Edutainment Series that is happening on behalf of the Dallas Nicole Foundation and my man T. Woods from Massive Entertainment. I welcome my man T. Woods as well as Sabreena Williams, for the CEO of Dallas Nicole Foundation. Welcome to you guys. Thank you so very much for being here on this beautiful Sunday morning. I know it's cold out there, but I truly appreciate you guys coming in this morning. How are you?
Yeah, it is cold.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us down. We really appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk to people about what's going on Wednesday. As you mentioned, the Edutainment Series, the Dallas Nicole Foundation and the Massive Group is bringing you this wonderful pre-holiday celebration, okay?
Yes, and I played Wale because you guys got Wale that's going to be there. That's going to be a big event. What made you guys, choose Wale to actually be a part of this? Let me go back. Let's first talk about what the Edutainment Series is exactly.
Okay, the Edutainment Series is a launch for the Dallas Nicole Foundation.
Okay.
The Dallas Nicole Foundation is based on education, health and fitness, and life skills, okay? We have entertainment coming in. Wale, also T3 from Some Village will be performing. Mm-hmm. And this is a way to bring our youth in together, get them to understand that we learn in different ways. Some people learn by playing music, performing art. Some people learn by lectures. Some people learn by reading and writing. Learning is the cornerstone in education of who we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what we need to do. So whichever way we can get our youth educated, we need to do it.
So, Sabreena, what was the, birth of the Dallas Nicole Foundation? Tell me a little bit about, the history and how you got involved in it.
Okay, the Dallas Nicole Foundation was birthed in my spirit for primarily two different reasons.
Okay.
First of all, my grandmother was an educator. Mm-hmm. When I was in the first grade, I used to check her students' papers, and her students were in like the second and third grade.
Wow.
So that afforded me the opportunity to receive advanced lessons, okay? But a few years back, I went into the schools and I started teaching mathematics. I found that the students in my class were improperly assessed. I had maybe 3 different levels of students. Some were far below, some were right on target, and some were ahead of schedule. That caused me to have to make 2 or 3 different lesson plans to ensure that our students learn. That was my primary concern. But when I started doing this, I kind of got lost with it. I got lost in time. I was really enjoying it. When the student said, "Oh, Professor Williams, I got it. I was intrinsically motivated. I didn't care whether I was getting paid for this or not.
Right.
I have certain skills. I'm an engineer by trade. I love algebra. Algebra is my favorite subject. I have been given too much not to give back to the community and our students."
You lost me on the algebra. You got me on the basic. You lost me on the algebra.
I love it. And when these students learn, whether, again, it's by lecture or a practical application, we're in a good position.
I was going to ask you, how important or should schools actually start to shift to a more life skills, learning curriculum? Because it seems like, we get all of this knowledge, or education up until high school, but we don't have the life skills. And some of those things are kind of like, I didn't even know. I wasn't even taught that in school. And some of the things that, are taught in schools have absolutely, if I had $1 for everybody, every kid who said, "Man, I'm never going to apply this in my entire life." So should the, Board of Education start to look at the curriculum in a different way?
Yes. We definitely should be looking at the curriculum and how our students learn. But our teachers and our instructors have to be afforded the opportunity to do these assessments and do observations, to spend time with the children to make sure that they are learning, and for the teachers to also learn how these students learn.
Right.
That's part of what the Dallas Nicole Foundation and its volunteers want to do. We want to go into the school systems and we want to supplement what they're doing in class.
Right.
Everybody is not going to get it in a 40 or 50 period that they have actually during school time. So we want to meet these students where they are so we can make a positive impact on our youth and our society.
What does, this, and now I'm intrigued. I got 1,000 questions now, so, I mean, how do you separate, because I agree with you. I think that, kids learn in different ways. And sometimes, you got to be able to explain it to them from a hip hop perspective or, a different way of being able to actually cut through. How do you separate them actually learning the lessons and teaching things that are outside of the norm when it comes to, curriculum?
Okay, now as far as curriculum, when you go into, say, performing arts, music and things like that, I'm not sure if you remember, I think it was a song called The Schoolhouse Rock. Mm-hmm. The Schoolhouse Rock gave a lot of different educational points that we needed to learn. And by music, these kids like to sing, they like to dance, and they remember these things.
Right.
We have to put the proper things into music for them to learn all the positive things.
Right, absolutely. T, how did you get involved in, Dallas Nicole and the edutainment series?
Well, actually, Sabreena has been a good friend of mine for years, and I was intrigued with it as well.
Okay.
Plus, I was bringing the entertainment side
Yeah.
to it. We go.
And I'm glad that you said that because you're known for throwing events, big events, and I'm glad that you are starting to take a stance. Well, I don't want to say take a stance, but you're actually starting to provide a diversity to entertainment because that's important.
Exactly.
Every time it's cool to pop bottles and be with the models and all that other stuff and get it in.
Yeah.
But sometimes we actually got to start to kind of what you're doing, Sabreena, and the Dallas Nicole Foundation is actually start to take these entertainment opportunities and start to put some education to them as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and bridging the gap.
Yes, we definitely have to do that. We just need to look at that. The National Assessment of Educational Progress states that over the last 2 years, we have fallen below proficiency levels, okay, primarily in math and reading. We have to look at these youth and know these youth are our future. They're going to be making decisions for us. We have to make sure that they have what they need.
Right.
When we get older, these youth are going to be taking care of us.
Yeah.
We got to make sure they're prepared.
Yeah. Sabreena, we kind of talked about earlier, the youth actually in Black America, killing each other and some of the things. What are you seeing, directly with the students that you work with? There's a misconception with millennials and, they don't care. They don't want to learn. They don't want to do anything. Is that true? Or, are you seeing something different when it comes to millennials as well as what do we need to do in regards to helping, the Dallas Nicole Foundation and helping, kids from killing each other, kids from killing each other for shoes. And, is it economics? Is it, parenting? Is it, just environment? What do you see?
It is a combination of things. I mean, we've heard that old adage where we say it takes a village. Mm-hmm. It really does. And it's not that these students don't want to learn. They have to be exposed to some of the older ways that we learned about things. Mm-hmm. Technology and globalization has taken over. So I see those things, although they can be used in positive aspects, sometimes they're kind of negative, have a negative effect because we're a little lazy.
Right.
Instead of doing our algebra, or my grandmother taught me with tally marks. Who remembers tally marks? Does anybody remember those tally marks?
Neither do I.
Remember, you lost me at algebra.
But she was an educator, okay? And instead of us remembering our multiplication tables or something like that, I see a lot of students, they just whip out the cell phone.
Right.
Where's the calculator on the cell phone? And oh my God, I'm so nervous about what would happen if we didn't have our technology,
right.
If it was taken away from us. How are our youth gonna survive? We have to teach them how to function and survive without that technology.
Right, absolutely.
It's a great invention, but we also have to know what our alternatives are.
Yeah. You talked about math, earlier, and I know that's one of the programs that you guys offer. Why is math important for kids on a global scale?
Math is very important, even if you're not going to be an engineer. I'm an engineer by trade, but I love math.
Okay.
So if you're not going to be into mathematics, you're not going to be a math teacher, you're not going to be an engineer, you may want to be a business owner. Right. You may be an accountant. You have to know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. You have to understand how to put together a logistical plan, how many of this you need to get something performed. Math is everything.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother language that we need to be proficient in.
Yeah.
We need to be proficient in this.
Yeah.
Our students do.
Yeah.
We have to assist these students. We have to help our community. We gotta just let me say this really quick. The National Assessment of Educational Progress categorizes students in 8 different categories. So it goes from 1 to 8. Ranked number 1 is Asian. Okay. Number 2 is Asian and Pacific Islander. Number 3 is Caucasian. I just gave you the top 3. I said there are 8 categories. Guess who number 8 is? Can you guess?
I'm going to go with African Americans.
African American is number 8. We have got to do something about that. This is a call to action. The Dallas Nicole Foundation and the Massive Group here want to start right in our community, go in and supplement what's going on in our school systems to change that statistic.
T, why was Wale important for you to bring for this event?
Well, I know he was a part of Barack Obama's My Brother Keeper. That was one. And another reason why I wanted to be involved with this as well, because, you and I are around the same age bracket, and I just remember the impact that Chuck D, KRS-Ones, the Nas's, the comments that they have on us, that they had on us growing up. So I wanted to get someone that was sort of conscious as well, that was going to teach education and push education and just common sense as well, as opposed to, I hate to say this about some of the current hip-hop artists, but, they push the pills and the lean drinking and all that stuff. So I looked at that and said I want to get someone who will be able to coincide with what we're doing as well. So,
is it a resistance in regards to people who want to come? Because I know that a lot of people will mistake the event for a turn up, and sometimes hip hop artists who are more conscious don't get the respect that they deserve, because when you're trying to do something positive, it kind of gets rejected. It's kind of like it's cool, but
Yeah, I've had to do a lot of explaining. A whole lot of yes.
I can imagine. You had to do a lot of explaining. So let's go. To the event. It's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be Shed 3.
Shed 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shed 5 in the Eastern Market. So how can people get tickets and be there? Tell everybody the time and what's going to happen on Wednesday.
Okay, well the doors open at 8 p.m. and we having the tickets are available at ticketdriven.com/edutainment series.
Okay.
And we have some limited tickets that's available at the Detroit vs. Everybody stores and the Restaurant Fashion Bistro out here on 10 Mile and Southfield Road.
Okay, cool. And if they want to get in, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I got one more thing. And what we're going to do as well, we're having a little special gift. What are we doing with the backpacks, the Wiz packs? We're doing
a drawing for those.
And shout out to Slam, because we're going to auction.
Oh, shout out to my man Slam.
Yeah,
Slam, the Whiz packs. The Whiz pack will be in the house.
Slam. Yeah, I did see the Whiz
Slam,
pack.
you owe me one more backpack, too. I hope you listen.
So if people want to get involved in the Dallas for volunteers, how does that, how do you recruit volunteers?
Okay, so if someone wants to volunteer, www.dallasnicolefoundation.org. There is a tab that you can click on and sign up to be a volunteer. There also is a button on there where you can donate. And we also want to mention that 100% of the proceeds from our event on Wednesday are going to the Dallas Nicole Foundation.
Nice. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Thank you guys so very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate it. Wednesday, Shed 5, Eastern Market. Now, is it for all ages or is it for a specific age group? You have to be 21 to get in?
Yes, you do.
Okay, you got to be 21
and up.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so very much. The Dallas Nicole Foundation, Sabreena Williams, as well as, Terrence Woods from the Masters Group. Make sure that you guys, go out and support, because, I wanted to have them on because we talk so much about the negative stuff that's going on. And, sometimes we're oblivious about the positive things that's going on in the community and things and people that are out there who are doing things for our kids and for our youth, that those things need to be highlighted and people need to know about those things. I know we talk a lot about, the negative stuff and the change and, all that other stuff, but there's also an other side that's going on, in the city of Detroit that we also got to make sure that we highlight. So make sure you go and support them. If you want to see Wale on Wednesday, I know you guys are going to be, cooking, cooking, but do your cooking early in the morning. And on Tuesday, go out,
Yes.
see Wale, support the
We're
Dallas
gonna have
Nicole
a great
Foundation.
time.
Yeah. We'll be right back right after this. We'll talk about real estate, more of your phone calls at 313-209-9000. Let's do weather and traffic with Andre Ash. It's 9:10 a.m., the voice of Detroit.